Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. We are going to talk about the diet or lifestyle that is going to work for you. How do you know it's going to work for you? Let's set some expectations so that you don't give up, so that you don't have this like, I didn't reach my goals in 2 weeks, because a lot of people that I have been talking to today have been frustrated around the lack of results that they're getting. I would say that a majority of the conversations I've been having today have been around, this isn't working, my body isn't losing fat, I'm not the size I want to be. And so just out of frustration and people going back and forth. Like, I was doing this 2 weeks ago. I tried this diet last month. I was doing this 6 months ago. And so truly, I want to have an honest conversation with you and helping you understand expectations of when you start something, how long it might take. That's what we're going to talk about. So, as you're tuning in, I would love to know where you're tuning in from. And let's do something fun. What is your favorite keto low carb dessert? If you got to choose one thing that you're like, this is my hands down favorite, you could just say favorite dessert, because I feel like you can keto-fy anything. So what is your favorite dessert? You should share below, because I can help keto-fy those for you. Low carb, carb conscious. I love, my favorite dessert is chocolate chip cookies, if you wanted to know. And I can keto-fy them with some dark chocolate chips and some almond flour and just some different things to make them a little bit better. So that's mine. What is your favorite dessert? I really truly want to know. I like to know. Oh, I love keto cheesecake. Actually, cheesecake is one of my favorites as well. I love cookies, chocolate chip cookies. That'll be my first pick. I love cheesecake, and I love apple pie. Apple crisp. And so anyways, thanks for answering. It's always fun to see what you guys say. So here is the topic of conversation that I get a lot. And it is based around, this isn't working. And I want to give you a phrase, and I want you to think on this phrase. I want you to think about it. I want you to write it down. You can put it in your car. You can put it on a Post-it note. You can put it on your mirror. I love keto brownies. You can put it, and you know what's so funny is I'm actually not a sweet person. I prefer salty food. So I actually prefer having some low carb like Quest chips. Okay, that's a fun question. Do you prefer sweet or salty? I'm a salty girl. All right, so as we're diving in, here is a quick, I just want you to say this phrase to yourself, and then I want you to set up realistic expectations. And the phrase is this: the diet that works for me is the one I'm going to stick with long term. You should write that down. You should put it somewhere where you see it. Put it on your refrigerator, on your microwave, on your treat snack drawer, in your car, in your mirror. The diet that's going to work for me is the one I'm going to stick with long term. Because the amount of conversations that I've had today based around the conversation of this isn't working, it's been 2 weeks, it's been 4 weeks, it's been 6 weeks, and I'm frustrated, or I've only lost this amount of weight in a few weeks. And I want you to understand something. I say this all the time. You really should not be weighing yourself every day, right? And your weight can fluctuate a couple pounds based on water weight and when you weigh yourself. Also, there's different ways to measure. So if you're not taking measurements of how your clothes are fitting, inches lost, different things like that, this really frustrates me. There, things that irritate you, right? So that's something. Sorry, I was like looking at myself. That's weird. I wish I could actually see your faces, because I'm like talking to myself as I'm talking to you. And then you analyze your face and you're like, ugh, I just got out of the shower and I'm not stinky anymore. CrossFit was great, super hard. So that's really irritating. Don't get irritated with me. All right. Okay. The diet that works for you is the one you're going to stick with long term. All right. What does that mean? So I don't want you to dive into this and in 2 weeks get frustrated because you didn't lose 25 pounds. I want you to go, all right, I'm going to give this 90 days. I say that because I want to take you to the end of this year. I'm going to do this for 90 days. I'm going to reevaluate. Maybe I need to up my protein. Maybe I need to reevaluate things after the holidays. So then we will reevaluate in January, and then we'll keep going, but we might have to reevaluate your goals. Does that make sense? And how you're doing things. The diet or the lifestyle that's going to work for you is the one you stick with long term. You might not see the scale move for 2 weeks. It doesn't mean you're at a stall. What I would say is if you don't see the scale move, inches lost, clothes fitting differently, can I walk further? Do I feel better? Am I sleeping better? Or I was told a true plateau does not really mean you're in a plateau unless it's been 6 solid weeks or longer. And so then we have to reevaluate. What are you eating? Did you let some things sneak in? I had somebody message me today and she was like, I'm down. I actually can't remember if it was 12 or 17 pounds. It was over the course of some weeks. And she said, the only thing I changed, Stephanie, was I'm not drinking extra wine in the evenings. So when somebody comes to me and says, this isn't working, we have to have the expectation of time. We have to have the expectation of what are some sneaky things that might be in there that you're not actually counting? What are some things that you're like, it was only once, but everybody's bodies are different. So you have to understand how your body works, how it processes food. Can you have more cheats? Can you have less cheats? Some people can have more dairy. Some people, their body doesn't handle dairy very well. And understand that this isn't a 2-week diet to where you get to go fit in your swimsuit or your wedding dress or the vacation outfits. This is like, I want you to do this until the end of the year. I want you to drink your water. I want you to eat the best that you can. I want you to move your body if you can. I want you to be mindful. Be aware of the foods you're eating. One meal at a time, you can focus on that. I talked about ripping the Band-Aid off and getting rid of some of the things that you physically can't handle in your life. So if you're like, I have the Oreos in my house, you can't handle it, get them out. But not for a week, for the rest of the year. Does that make sense? Long term. If you go into this and you have the understanding of, I'm only going to do this for until I go on the vacation in December. Wrong mindset. And even, you guys, even if you're doing paleo or Whole30, I've got people here that are honestly, they're drinking ketones, but they're not doing keto. I have a lot of people that are paleo, Whole30. I'm doing the best I can, their version of healthy. So a lot of carb conscious, a lot of low carb. There's actually very few people that stick with a keto diet well and do it right. So if you get bored, I don't care. If you feel like you need some more variety, but right now you need to stay focused, and like if you need more variety of foods, but it wavers you and it frustrates you and it takes away a lot of your time, you get focused and you eat the same things, and it's okay. You have to be okay with some repetition. You have to be okay with some of the same until you get a handle and a control on the food. We did very basic, simple meals for a year until I really, truly understood how all of this worked, the foods that we liked. We tried one vegetable at a time. When we started, I had no idea how to open or cut an avocado. No clue. I actually had never shopped in the real produce section. I used to eat all the vegetables out of a can until I was about 32. No joke. And so I need you to give yourself some grace. Also expectations of this isn't, I didn't get here overnight. I'm not going to get there overnight. And the diet that's going to work for me, lifestyle, is the one I'm going to stick with long term. If Whole30 works for you, then you stick with it. That means the Twinkies are not Whole30, right? If low carb or carb conscious works for you, then that means you take off the bun, you take off the croutons, you do the best you can, you don't eat when you're not hungry. And here's one more thing. Most people overeat, and you can overeat good food. So if you're not hungry, you don't need to eat. If you get to the end of the day and you're tracking your food and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to eat more protein or more fat or more carbs, you do not eat to fill in your macros. You just listen to your body, and except for when your body says go eat all the chocolate chip cookies because they're in my eyesight and I shouldn't have had them on my counter. Don't listen to that part of my body, but listen to my body when it says I'm hungry or I'm bored. I'm hungry or I'm emotional. Does that make sense? So the tip is simply this. It will work. You have to just give yourself this lens of, I tell myself, if I go back to the way I used to be eating, it was chicken nuggets, corn dogs, Debbie snacks, Twinkies, way too many Debbie snacks, ice cream, strawberry pop, right? And if I think about how I'm eating today, so think about how you were eating and how you're eating today, and you're being more mindful and you're drinking more water and you cut out the sugar and you're moving your body, it has to work. And there might be some different expectations that don't actually line up with what your body is doing. Everybody's different. There's age, there's medications that play a factor to it. There is how long you've actually been overweight plays a factor to it. There's hormones and all of those things. But if you can just go, clearly this is going to work because I'm making way better decisions. And as I get comfortable, I'll make more better decisions. And if I do it for not just 2 weeks or 3 weeks and then quit because I'm frustrated, but if I do it till the end of the year and then I reevaluate and then I do it for another 60 or 90 days and then I do it again and I get through if I get through a whole year, how different would I look and feel? 1 year. That is your tip. This isn't an overnight thing. So, I don't know if this is a super exciting topic because clearly people are not really saying much, but it's the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts and sometimes we don't want to hear it, but it really is the truth. So what's what I believe is the truth, because I don't believe you're going to probably reap the benefits that you want in 2 weeks. So sorry if I bursted your bubble. And if you have any questions, you can reach out. And I'm going to do a live tonight just about the Drink Ketones Challenge we have starting in October. And so this is great. This is a tool that I use. This will help you stay on track. This will help you with your energy. This will help you with your appetite. This is where I started. And so if you want to learn more, tune in later this evening. The recording will be on the Keto Mom page. If you want to know more but just about the challenge in general, about ketones, I call them my mom fuel. You can post challenge in the comments. Otherwise, tune in tonight and I'll tell you all about why I drink them, how I drink them, how they work, what they do, why I've been drinking them for 7 years. But they're truly an incredible tool to keep you on track. So I believe you have tools in your tool belt, like different apps to track your food if you need that. I call this my water tool because I love to drink out of a straw and I drink a ton of water with this cup. Ketones are a tool to keep me focused, energized, and my appetite under control. I have lots of different things to help me on my journey to better. So I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Sorry if you did not like that message, and message me with all of your questions. So we will talk to you very soon. Bye, everybody.